Yeah, I'm not sure yet. He's at practice, and he doesn't think practice will be over before 8:30. I said, forget it.
Good, relaxing.
He'll
Yours?
be out of here be long before
Are
then.
you local?
That's what I thought. I'm like, Cedar was mad.
I am very excited.
I found a guy on Facebook called Santa Buddy. He looks identical to Santa. 125. He comes to the house. You give him gifts. He puts them in his bag early and brings them into the kids. It's great. Yeah, he is great. That's the highlight of my holiday. How are you, sir?
And let me tell you, hon, the ramen was not on Santa's naughty list.
Hey there, Jim. Good.
Emmy,
Hi, Dad.
Emmy.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm okay.
Happy New Year.
Is that your statement?
Yeah.
There's Papa.
I'll give it to you once. I just hope I can remember.
Yeah, I'll address it in the.
Go give him a hug, quick, quick,
I'll
quick, quick,
post
quick.
it in the handwritten one.
All right, no problem.
Oh, where's Gabriella?
Huh?
That Mr. Mickler? You can sit down now. You look like Mr. Mickler.
I don't know. Don't know.
Hey, Joel. There's a new committee starting this year. Oversight of the solicitor. I nominated Tyba. No, she's going to. When she needs an office in your office, so she can be hands on.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Always.
Hi, Gabby. How's Gabriella? Hi.
Sal, what's that number for
Yes.
Excuse me?
you? 6, 7?
Seventh. She's my number 7.
I got number 2 coming.
2.
I got number 2 coming.
Got a long
in June.
way to go.
She's originally from Southside Vegas. We don't wear socks. Look, I don't have it.
Can't start till 6 o'clock because of
I wish Brian would show up on time or something.
Yeah, I don't see either of the
Yeah.
fellas. They're probably
And then
looking
at
at
6:30 he's in Saucon. At 7 he's doing Bethel Township.
Well, they might not be coming to either. First we gotta get through.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as Corey says, we have enough judges in here.
Hello. Who's this? Melody, wait, no. What's the matter? Yeah. I'll talk to him, but the swearing starts in like 1 minute. Mel, I can't. All right, you got it. Okay.
Because of the
Yeah,
live
I'll talk
stream,
to the
otherwise
chief.
we start early. The live stream holds us right there to 6. Okay, we're ready to start? Thanks, my Eisen. I call the state session of City Council to order. Please rise for the invocation, followed by the pledge of flag. We thank God for this little city of Easton. We congratulate our newly elected officers and ask that God gives them the wisdom to make good decisions for our residents. We thank Him also for this new generation of leaders about to take their office who dream new dreams and seek a new vision. We ask that you guide them as they govern our office. May you instill our elected officials righteousness and the values of principles to exercise the sacred trust of governing our city and giving them the ability to honor you by doing what is right, fair, and just for all of our residents, especially the poor, hungry, and marginalized. We ask that all the people in our city, irrespective of race, gender, ethnicity, or religious faith, be treated with dignity. We pray for the wholeness, health, integrity, soundness, welfare, security, prosperity, harmony, and justice for all of our Easton. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Brown? Here. Mr. Ettinger?
Here.
Mr. Milan?
Here.
Mr. O'Connell?
Here.
Dr. Ruggles?
Here.
Mrs. Sultana?
Here.
And Mayor Panto.
Here. At this time, we'll have approval of the agenda. Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? I'm sorry, roll call.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
And Mr. Brown?
Aye. Action on our minutes of our December 13th meeting.
So moved.
Moved,
Second.
seconded. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
And Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Presentation of the gifts to council members Milan and O'Connell. This was for Peter, so we'll do Peter first. Who's on top? Peter, thank you for your service. We appreciate it, and welcome back anytime you want. David, we also thank you and commend you for all the work that you've done, and you are also welcome back anytime you want. Thank you very much, Mayor. As I offer, absolutely, as I offer each of you the gifts, I also would like to say that any of you, either of you two would like to serve on any of our authorities, boards, or commissions, just let me know which one, and I will make that appointment.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right? Who would like to speak?
Mr. O'Connell.
All right, Mr. O'Connell?
Oh, thank you. In addition to thanking Mayor Panto, I'd really like to thank all of the council members that I have served with over the years. Excuse me. Ken Brown, Jim Ettinger, Peter Milan, Roger Ruggles, Taiba Sultana, and until a couple of years ago, Sandy Volcano, for making this 8 great years for me for serving on council. It's been a terrific experience for me. I feel really honored to have participated in the revitalization of Easton, both economically and culturally. Easton, like any other city of any size, faces issues that are concomitant with progress, and I personally think Easton is just getting better and better because we have a very forward-thinking administration, and because we have a seemingly endless supply of rockin' volunteers who really love our city very much. I want to thank our city administrator, Louis Campos. I'd also like to thank the senior members of the administration, John Kingsley, Mark Lisanecki, Dave Hopkins, Estelle Geringer, Chris Hagel, our solicitors, Joel Shear and Jeremy Clark, for answering all of my questions and for giving me the information I needed to make reasoned and positive decisions for the city. I'd also like to thank Rita Mesa, our city clerk, for giving us all of those information packets on time.
Thanks.
And for keeping all of the meetings on track. I'd like to thank Karen Rossioli and Carlton Ketchen for giving us all of our mayor notifications regarding scheduling and events that are going on in the city. And I'd also like to thank Mike Brett and recently departed for Scranton, Shakira Martindale, for helping to put together HOME, which is a nonprofit that's being organized to help combat Easton's issue of about affordable housing. Because of my position on City Council as the chair of the Economic Development Department, I was asked to join the GEDP board and also the Main Street Initiative Economic Vitality Committees. And in my role on both of these bodies, I learned, or I gained a much greater understanding of the work that Jared Mast and Kim Kmetz are doing for the city of Easton. I really appreciate that. I'd also like to mention Sean Ziller, who's on the staff here at City Hall, but who's also done great work, invaluable work really, for the Economic Development Committee. And to our successors, Crystal Rose and Frank Pintabone, this is finally your day. You've been waiting since May to be on council, and tonight you'll be getting sworn in. I have absolutely no doubt that you're going to do great work. I know you both love Easton very much, and I know that you're going to continue all the great work of council. I think you're going to be very good, outstanding additions to council. So thanks for running, and thanks for winning too. And finally, I'd just like to say a big shout out to my family, my wife Patty, who's here in the audience, and my kids Andrew, Nick, and Kate, all of whom have supported me vigorously throughout the campaign of my campaigns and my terms in office. And Patty, although we haven't always seen eye to eye on some of the decisions I've made on council, you have always been my rock and my inspiration, and I love you, honey. And I just want to say thanks very much to Easton. This has been a great 8 years.
Well, thank you. Councilman Milan?
Thank you, Mayor. I don't think David O'Connell spoke that many words in 8 years on council. But it's going to be hard to follow with David's words, except to just really thank everybody, thank the council, thank Rita, who has been nothing more than just a pain in my rear end for the past 8 years.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And city administration, all the city workers, really I'm just indebted to all the knowledge that I acquired in my 8 years. I thank my wife, who's in the room in the back, sitting next to the Batman photograph. My children decided they didn't want to come because they just wanted to watch it on television. So, but again, I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity to have served each one of you. Easton is on a path to success. Good luck to the newest members of council. My only advice to you is just vote yes all the time. You'll have less aggravation in your life, I promise. So thank you, congratulations, and best of luck to everybody.
Vice Mayor Brown?
Thank you, Mayor. Let me start with Pete. Pete has been a very good learning curve on council. I learned so much about some of the dynamics of on the outer side of council with you. You surely gave the city all that you had, and I'm sure that you're going to give that much more being in the community again. Thank you for your 8 years. I know this is not the end for you. There's so much more out there for you to do. And for Dave, Dave has not only become a council member, but he's became a friend. We work diligently together on issues, both talking on the phone or talking in council to come to an understanding. I think this was a very good working council, and I know the new members are going to be the same. Dave, you were committed to the city before you even became a council person, and I know that commitment is still in you. So please continue to love the city as the city loves you back, and I know I'll see you soon somewhere in the city of Easton. Thank you for your 8 years.
Anyone else?
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to thank both of you very much. It's not easy to be on council, and I think sometimes there's some stresses that occur, and I think both of you handled those very, very well. And so I just want to thank you both very much for all of your work.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Roger.
I would like to take the opportunity to thank Mr. David and Mr. Peter Milan, who have served our community with dedication and passion. Mr. David was the very first council member to reach out to me when I was newly elected to congratulate me and ask me for any information I may need. So thank you for that, Mr. David. Mr. Milan is always like a buddy for me. I'll always just text him with any questions or comments. So yeah, their tireless efforts and unwavering commitment have made a significant impact on the lives of our citizens of Easton and beyond. I'm grateful for their services and the positive change they have brought about during their tenure. To the outgoing elected official, I express again my deepest gratitude for their selfless service. They have worked tirelessly to address the needs and concerns of our community, always putting the interest of the people first. Their leadership and vision have guided our city through challenging times, and their accomplishments will be remembered for years to come. Yes, we have many disagreements, but this is the beauty of democracy, and this is the beauty of this council. There is a reason we all are elected from different districts, from different backgrounds, with different experiences, with different perspectives and different approaches. So as we say goodbye to, not really goodbye to these individuals, we also welcome our newly elected officials, Crystal Rose and Frank Pinabon, who are ready to take on the responsibility of serving our community. We have faith in their ability to lead us forward and build upon the foundation laid by their procedures. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you. Mr. Ettinger?
I really don't have anything to add, but I would like to wish the two of you the best going forward in whatever you endeavor to do, and thank you for your service.
Hey, just to give you an idea, we have an old meeting, our year-end meeting, and then a reorganizational meeting. So there's two opportunities in each meeting for the public to speak. We're at the point now where the public can speak on agenda items only. At the end of our meeting, you can speak on anything concerning the city of Easton. So if there's anyone in the public that would like to address any of the items that are on Bill 44, 45, 46, and 47 that deal with the budget, please come forward and give your name and address. Seeing none, we'll move on to consent agenda, Madam Clerk.
Under the consent agenda, we have bill number 44 that was introduced by Mr. Milan, which would amend the meter zones in Chapter 560, Vehicles and Traffic. We also had bill number 45 that was introduced by Mr. Ettinger, which would amend also Chapter 560, Vehicles and Traffic, and it was the parking restrictions for the new trash pickup. We have bill number 46 that was introduced by Mr. Brown, which would amend the 2023 general fund budget. And also bill number 47 that was introduced by Mr. Brown that would be amending the 2023 debt service fund budget.
I move the consent agenda.
Second.
Move the consent agenda and seconded. Anyone like to address it? Move on to roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
And Mayor Panto?
Aye. There's no reports received by council, no correspondence, no unfinished business, no new business. We'll go right into public comment on anything concerning your comments, questions, or concerns about the city of Easton. Seeing none, I'll entertain. Oh, go ahead. Mayor Mittman.
Need your name and address, Mayor.
Thank you, Rita. Phil Mittman, 910 Paxonos Avenue in Easton. As I sit here and listen and thank the council members that have served, we have a lot of difficult issues on this planet going on, and many people who can't get together enough to talk about the serious issues that we have in this country. Looks like I might be the oldest one in the room, so I'm going to say this. Um,
Turn around.
what was I thinking?
One of the oldest. Phil.
Yeah, well, you're up there too.
Mayor, you have 5 minutes, though.
The guys with the white hair. I've known the mayors, George Smith, Fred Ashton, Mayor Schultz, and Tom Goldsmith, and then Mayor Panto and I. I didn't know him. You're older than I am, so I know. I knew him from school, actually. At any rate, the point is in Easton that the reason that we have been successful is whether we're Republican or Democrat, independent, whatever, but the office holders have always been able to talk with each other, come to agreements, whether we all agreed or not, and that has shown over the years to the private sector who invests in this community that they have the trust and the belief that Easton is going to do the right thing all the time. So I want to thank all of you who are holding office now. And were you the Mayor Panto right after I was? I thought so. Okay, thank you. But that, to me, that's the truth. We work well together, and regardless of the disagreements, we come out, and we're always loving this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else like to address the council? Hearing none, I'll move for adjournment.
Move. Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Hold on 1 second. Mr. O'Connell.
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles.
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana.
Aye.
Mayor Panto.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger.
Aye.
And Mr. Milan.
Aye.
We'll now have the swearing in of new council members and mayor and controller.
They're tired of they're tired of being up there with you. Meg, guys, you know what to do.
Did it a few times.
Please repeat after me. I, and state your name. I, state your name. I, Salvatore J. Panto Jr. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend. That I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And that I will discharge the duties. Of my office. As mayor of the city of Easton. With fidelity. Congratulations.
Mayor, have him sign that
Before I step down, just 3 quick things. You ready? First of all, even though Jeannie and I live in Palmer, I've got to tell all of you, Easton is the place to be. We come to dinner here all the time. What a job the mayor has done in this city. We love it. Secondly, I feel kind of old because another Judge Peneller is going to come up here in just a moment. And lastly,
Kristen.
So we had a process judge in the city. This is Brian Pinnell, our newest Court of Common Pleas judge.
I can genuinely say I don't know a time without Easton and Mayor Panto in office. Right hand. Please, I, you state your name. Do so solemnly swear that I will obey, uphold, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And I will discharge the duties of my office
I think there's two on each one.
as City Council member for the City of Easton with fidelity. Congratulations.
Chris, we're going the wrong way.
Crystal, you're up here
You're
now.
going to.
Judge, before you leave, two things I need your signature. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. I, please state your name. Do so solemnly swear. You said so softly. Has anybody ever used a Frank being this sound?
Never.
Let's start over. I, please state your name. I, Frank. Do so solemnly swear that I will obey, uphold, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth. And I will discharge the duties of my office as City Council member for the City of Easton with fidelity.
We will now call the organizational meeting to order. Oh, I'm sorry, Kenny's left. I thought Kenny was before them. I thought you were before them.
I want to switch out.
He was first on the list.
That's what I thought.
Where to switch?
Oh, okay. Chris. Okay. Judge Murray's coming up. Hey, take care. Have a good day. Thank you. Good to see you. I will do Chris.
Crystal sign?
Brian, thanks so much.
Hey, my friend.
I should have known both Judge Pinnell was going to have to memorize. I never did.
Okay, I will now call to order the reorganizational meeting. We can dispense with the invocation, pledge of flag. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Ettinger?
Here.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Here.
Mrs. Rose?
Here.
Dr. Ruggles?
Here.
Mrs. Sultana?
Here.
And Mayor Panto?
Here. Going to public comment. Anybody have any comment on the agenda items, which there aren't any, other than the inaugural address and appointment of standing committees? So we'll move on to the inaugural address. On this inauguration of my fifth and final term, I want to thank the citizens of Easton for this incredible opportunity to serve. It's a humbling and exciting to oversee the renaissance taking place in our city and turn the tide of people who wanted to write us off many years ago. We have not experienced this type of growth since the early 20th century. I want to thank our father-son judges for swearing in our officers and all the other people who did the same. For the Honorable Jack Pinnell and his son Brian, who congratulations on becoming the newest member of the Court of Common Pleas. I want to thank and acknowledge my wife Pam, who served on City Council for 6 years. She's my guiding light and soundboard and the individual who helps me through the very challenging times of being mayor. Also, I want to thank our children, many of whom are here tonight. They are always here for us and has given us 7 wonderful grandchildren that I love spending time with. I want to thank my parents, Sal and Mary Panto, Dad, who gave me my work ethic and great upbringing and worked extra jobs so that I was able to go to college, and my mom, who has always supported me. Even though Mom is not here today, she's met with me in spirit. My brothers and sisters, Joe, Paul, and Nancy, yes, I have a sister, Nancy, have been big supporters and workers in my political campaigns and my extended family as well, nieces, nephews, cousins, aunts, uncles. I am very blessed with a large family. Thank you for being with me every step of the way the last 16 years. I'm glad to have you by my side on this journey. And Pam's parents, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, Mary and Jack Wallacey, for their love and support, and her sister Sue, who now resides in Florida. My mom and in-law parents look down on me, and hopefully they can smile at our accomplishments. To our newest members of City Council, Frank Pinnabone and Crystal Rose, I'm used to looking over here, I want to congratulate you and look forward to working with you on the future of our city. I want to especially thank my city administrator, Mr. Louis Campos, who's here with us today, who's been a great leader of a group of great senior management team. I have a great staff, and the city employees are doing a great job. I can't thank them enough. We ask a lot of them. I mean, if you know what it's like around here from November 1st to December 29th, or when we open up the winter market, it's a lot of work. I also want to recognize the members of our administration and city employees. We owe them all a big thanks. I also want to give a shout out and a huge thank you to Randy Galliotto, my campaign chairman, who has really did a great job and has been there for me for the last 20 years. Since the last time we were here in 2020, a lot has happened. 3 months into our term, our lives were upended by a pandemic that isolated us from our family and friends, shut down our schools, created new levels of uncertainty that we've never experienced before about our health, our lives, and our future. But today, the pandemic is in the rearview mirror, and Easton didn't just survive the pandemic, we thrived. And thanks to our lobbying efforts, we were able to get our fair share of the American Rescue money from President Biden. Our allocation was originally just $2.3 million. With the help of Congressman Wild and Senator Casey and a lot of lobbying, and with our people we knew in the White House, we received our fair share of $20.6 million, a big difference. The progress we've made is tangible. We can see it, we can feel it. And yet our success in some areas has only sharpened the contrast between the work we've done and the work we still have left to do. Even amidst a strong economy, many people struggle to find stable careers and can't afford decent housing. And all the while, the pressures of climate change, poverty, polarized politics, heightened tensions while increasing the urgency of actions. We've built great partnerships over the last 16 years with people like our governors, Rendell, Wolf, and now Governor Shapiro, who we have a lot of confidence in, as well as Representative Freeman and Senator Boscola, our representatives at the federal level, including Congressman Wild and Senator Casey. You don't do it alone. These are really important members of our team. I want to thank Representative Freeman for being here tonight. Make no mistake, if it weren't for the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan and our decision to refinance our debt at historic low interest rates, our cities and cities across America would be a much different situation after the pandemic. Remarkable as the last 16 years have been, The city does not rest on its laurels. As we gather here today to begin a new chapter for Easton, there's much work to be done. We must tackle the problems that have come with our success, particularly in the areas of livability and quality of life. We don't want to diminish it. From traffic to tourism, from recreation to redevelopment, from public safety to public engagement and transparency, to safe intersections for pedestrians, and of course, the dreaded P word, parking. I will be working with our staff, city council, and the citizens to address our climate action plan, to improve safety for pedestrians and cyclists, to achieve sustainability and resilient growth, while respecting our environment, to improve the delivery of basic city services, to grow and support our small businesses, to help empower our brothers and sisters in need of including our homeless, and to build upon our rich cultural heritage in arts and music, to add parks and beautify the public realm, and so much more. The second challenge we must address is that of ensuring real, meaningful opportunity for all of our residents, regardless of race or creed or circumstance. We must and will work to address affordable housing and seek social and economic justice for all. I am proud of our residents and the way we all get along. Since I was a child, I've had many friends from every part of the city. We are a city that would rather draw circles of inclusion rather than lines of division, and I think that's an important trait that our city has. In assuming this office, we don't just inherit a shared past, we also inherit the responsibility of the future. Every decision we make, we must think not just about our residents today, but also about the residents of tomorrow. We must work to preserve and better the assets of our community for generations to come. It's easy to kick the ball down the line and like underground piping, and Dave Hopkins is here, can tell you exactly how many miles we've done, but we've done more underground piping and replacement and relining than's been done in the last 50 years. To the people of Easton, to the men and women, children and seniors, the workers in every industry, the small business owners in every neighborhood, the artists and the activists, the clergy and the social workers, the teachers and the students, and the veterans who protect us and make us proud, I pledge my commitment to you, and we will work to make our city the best that it can be. From the pandemic to protests to an insurrection, we stood together. And now I have more optimism and hope for the future of Easton than ever before. First, and let me be very clear, nothing is more important than a safe city. A safe city where we can walk down the street any time of the day and not have to worry about it. It's happening. Families are moving back into our neighborhoods again. Our crime rate is down every year for the last 16 years. We are currently at 1980 levels. In today's society, we may not, and we won't erase drugs, violent crimes, or gun violence. But I thank the police for the great job they're doing, because we are putting a dent in crime in Easton. We added 11 police officers, built a new police headquarters, moving them out of their inefficient substation in the old parking garage, and have the most up-to-date motor vehicle fleet that we've had in the last 50 years. No longer, the police officers tell me, no longer are they driving cars that need metal traffic signs to cover the holes in the floor. They keep our residents safe and keep them safe. We provide them with more training, high-tech equipment, and this year we will take delivery of a Bearcat to protect our officers and residents in dangerous incidents when someone is shooting at them. I make no excuses for being tough on crime and wanting to give the officers the protection they need. We need them to do a good job, and for them to do a good job, they need the tools to do it. Today we have a police force which is rapidly becoming one of the most professional police departments in the region. The department enjoys respect, and the public respect and the public confidence. And the lawsuits that cost taxpayers, like Mayor Mittman would remember, and myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year are now better spent on something else. In the next 4 years, we will be turning our attention to the other public safety department, the fire department. We've already ordered a new pumper and a new ladder totaling more than $3 million of new equipment that we should get within the next 2 years. We have contracted for review of the fire facilities and prepared to upgrade or build new ones. Our biggest improvement over the last 16 years has truly been the city finances. In 2008, we inherited a city on the verge of bankruptcy and deeply in debt. When I leave office in 4 years, we will have a city with millions of dollars in reserves. Our reserves in 16 years is over $6 million without a real estate tax increase. In 2 years, our nation will celebrate our 250th anniversary as a city, or as a country, I'm sorry. And that leading in our independence, we are a city that not only led in our independence, but it will also be time to celebrate the fact that it was 200 years ago, in 2026, that Easton residents met at White's Hotel on December 27, 1824 in Center Square and founded Lafayette College, one of the premier institutions of higher learning in America. It opened to its first students 2 years later on Canal Street. Lafayette College is still one of the principal U.S. memorials to the French statesman and military leader who helped not only win our independence, but became a very good friend of George Washington, the founder of our country. My grandparents came here as immigrants from Sicily and with next to nothing. My grandfathers worked for the Lehigh Valley Railroad and Bethlehem Steel. They were able to make a home and raise their kids and dream of even bigger dreams. That's the kind of progress a strong middle class provides. Not just security for those who have achieved it, but an opportunity for all those who need it. My greatest concern for our country and our country's future is that we will lose this engine of upward mobility. We've faced upheavals before like depression and war, and we've come out stronger. Today, instead of coming together to defend our common welfare, we are divided, and our middle class is under attack. Our goals for the next 4 years include, but are not limited to, we will do everything in our control to keep Easton clean and safe. We will always look for revenues for the city that doesn't include raising property taxes on our most vulnerable, our senior citizens on fixed income. The water plant and its distribution infrastructure have a value of approximately $200 million or more. It was our ancestors in this city that sacrificed to build that water system. We must evaluate the best way to monetize it for our citizens and our residents. If anyone is going to benefit from this investment, it should be city residents, not suburban residents. We must get our youth off the streets and give them the positive alternatives like we had when I was growing up in Easton. Tonight, I pledge that within the next 90 days, I will create a capital campaign committee to raise a portion of the money needed to build the new community center in the West Ward for our youth and seniors. The remaining funds will come from the Open Space and Recreation Fund that I created in 2009. All the development downtown pays per bedroom, $325, into that fund that can only be used for open space and recreation. The remaining funds will be dealt with either through a CDBG loan or from that fund. It will also house a senior center. If you don't remember, we had 2 senior centers in Easton, one at Shaw and one in downtown on Center Square. They were both closed. So now it's time to build a new one where seniors can get out and socialize and get out of their house every day. I know some of you don't believe it, but climate emergency on this planet and is here and it is real and it is for all of us. There's no planet B. We have no planet that we found in our solar system that we can go to. The Amazon is teetering on the edge of functional destruction, and with it, so are we. Combined with the recent news about the thawing Arctic permafrost and the accelerated melting of Greenland's ice sheet, the scientists urge that tipping point is here. It is now. I would rather prepare for the worst and hope for the best. 50 years from now, our great-grandchildren deserve a healthy climate, and so in 2024, we will implement more of the city's climate action plan. Within the first 45 days, I will send to the staff's recommendation on a committee made of downtown residents, businesses, and representatives from the Greater Easton Development Partnership for their review and make final recommendations to City Council on a new parking ordinance. Also, within the next 60 days, I will convene a committee to review the special events we have in our city and how we can address the success that they have had. We cannot close the circle in Larry Holmes Drive like we did during Winter Village and Farmers Market. Working with Lafayette College and the Pennsylvania 250 Committee, we will create a local committee that will plan for the 250th anniversary of our nation and the 200th anniversary of our college. We will work and put into action the recommendation of the Mayor's Task Force on Affordable Housing and launch Housing Development Corporation devoted solely to affordable housing. We will work with our local utility companies and the PUC, which controls them, Mr. Freeman, to proactively schedule repairs and infrastructure replacements so that streets are 100% complete before winter, not like what we have right now out on Washington Street. They can blame me all they want. It's the PUC that oversees UGI replacing their gas lines. And like I say, as a person who had a house blow up behind them, I'd rather have them replace it with a little inconvenience than have to live with a whole block being blown up like had happened in Allentown about 8 or 9 years ago. Our goal is to maintain our property tax rate and hopefully reduce it for our residents. And we will work with our Economic Development Department to lobby Northampton County, state, and federal government for more grants. In our first 16 years, we have over $100 million in grants. That's $100 million that have been put into the city that we didn't have to pay for. We lobbied, and we will work on that, and we will work hard to get it. And so today we take another step forward, mindful of the city and the history as its purpose and progress, optimistic about our future, and determined to fulfill a vision that grows with each generation. My goal in 4 years is to leave this city better than I found it. And has nothing to do with Mayor Mettman or city council at the time, which happened to be my wife. I mean, it really had nothing to do with them. We have systemic problems. We have systemic problems that are created that don't allow us to, for example, I could go in and pay $12 for a martini. Why can't I pay a 35% tax on that? Philadelphia can have a drink tax, but Easton can't, and all the other cities in Pennsylvania. Only Philadelphia is allowed to have a drink tax, and I think Pittsburgh. Together, we have built a city of neighborhoods that are improving, a city not afraid to take chances, a city of learning and healing, a city of courage and creativity, a city that makes things happen, doesn't just sit back and watch, a city that other cities are trying to emulate. The Winter Village had the first ice skating rink in the Lehigh Valley. We did. All right, we had the first Winter Village. We didn't have the first Winter Village. I think Chris Kindlemark is sort of a Winter Village. But we had the first ice skating rink. Now they have an ice skating rink. We are the trendsetter. We have a trolley. Now they have a trolley. We had we had the gift card, the downtown gift card. I am really excited about what's going on in all of our neighborhoods, but it doesn't get the publicity that the downtown gets, because you got a $75 million project there, a $75 million project at the Commodore. That gets the news. The $150,000 to $250,000 project in neighborhoods, like in my own neighborhood, Brother Bright's old soul food store. It looks great. It doesn't get one word in the media, but it's really important to our neighborhood. And right up the street on the corner of Kleinhans and Frederick is a beautiful restored home. And we don't have it anymore. They don't get the publicity. So the public who reads the paper or online, they see what's going on in downtown. They don't see what's going on in the neighborhood until it happens right on their own block. Thank you very much and have a great day. Remarks by elected officials. We'll start with the new guys first. Mr. Pinnabone?
Mayor Pinto took a little bit longer than I would have hoped, so I'm going to keep it short. Your family enjoyed that.
Did you get a ticket on your car?
I did, and I still have my meter running on my phone.
You better hope you only have one when you go out there.
Man. I just want to thank everybody. Baron Vandenberg was here somewhere. He ran my campaign for me. Appreciate you, Baron. We go back a long way. Pastor Phil is here. I started my community service just a short time ago at 19. Rev, you were there with me then too. So I appreciate you again being here today. Judge Corey came, and I appreciate his support, and I appreciate everybody's support that came today. The Panto family, really appreciate you guys over the last 15 years with school board and now with city council. Mayor Kenny Brown, I appreciate you for your years of instilling wisdom and things and helping me be prideful of our community. Kenny was my basketball coach at the boys club at 11. I was taller than him then as well.
That's only a thought.
But I appreciate the opportunity, and we're going to work hard. Sitting next to Kenny and Sal and Jim, and the administration is just phenomenal. I can't wait to get started, and we're going to do a lot of good in the neighborhoods and in the city as a whole. So thank you for your trust, and I won't let you down.
Thank you, Mr. Pinnabone. Councilwoman Rose.
I just wanted to thank my husband, Nick, my family, my mother-in-law and brother-in-law for being here. For everyone who came out to support me during my campaign, I admit it was really out of my wheelhouse when I decided to do this. I'm just a community volunteer who lives downtown who felt like she could make a difference, and so I appreciate that outpouring support, especially from the women in our community. I've been a long-time volunteer in the community, and I'm really looking forward to taking on this role, and I hope to be effective. I'm looking forward to working with everyone in council and as well as the administration. I wanted to congratulate Sal and Ken on their re-elections, and congrats to Frank on being elected as well, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jim, you have anything else to add? Ken?
Yeah, I look forward to working with both Mr. Pinnabone and Ms. Rose. We're gonna roll our sleeves up, we're gonna put our heads together, and we're gonna keep making Easton better each and every time. I know that both of you have the heart of the city, and with the heart of the city, we're gonna do a lot of things together. Um, Congratulations on both of your wins and becoming council persons, and I look forward to working with both of you. But I'll be amiss if I didn't mention my support system. My wife, her name is Monica, but you'll never hear me call her that. You'll always hear me call her Love Love, and just to let you on the inside, the reason why I call her Love Love, I love her twice more. So that's where that came from. My daughter Sarah's here. I couldn't do nothing without the support of my wife. So I thank her for that publicly.
Thank you.
I just want to welcome everybody on board and re-welcome Ken on board.
Thank you, Raj.
I think that this is going to be a great council. I know that their intents are very much towards the city, and I think that we're going to be working very well together for the next 2 years.
Anyone else? Mrs. Tana?
I just want to congratulate Frank Pinamone and Crystal Rolls again. We are two women now, right? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, at this point there we have election of the vice mayor.
Mayor Pinto, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Kenny Brown.
I have a motion for Ken Brown. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. Any discussion? Is there any other nominations?
I would like to nominate Mr. Roger Ruggle.
Okay, is there a second? I'll second that. And is there any other nominations? Okay, we have two nominations. Madam Clerk, would you call for a vote on the election process with just who they're voting for?
Okay, the motion was made by Mr. Pinnabone to nominate Mr. Brown for vice mayor, and that was seconded by Mr. Ettinger. So the vote for Ken Brown to become vice mayor is what I'm going to do now.
Okay.
That would be Mayor Panto,
No.
Mr. Pinnabone,
Yes.
Ms. Rose,
Yes.
Dr. Ruggles,
No?
Mrs. Sultana,
No.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Ettinger.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a 4-3 vote with the yes having for Mr.
Congratulations.
Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. I know.
Okay, appointment of standing committees, I have that as well. I am appointing Vice Mayor Brown to the Finance Chairmanship, Dr. Ruggles to the Public Safety Chairmanship, Mr. Pinnabone to the Economic Development Chairmanship, Mrs. Rose to the Planning and Codes Chairmanship, Mr. Ettinger to the Public Works Committee Chairmanship, and Mrs. Sultana to the Administration. And also on there, on the memo, you'll see the members of the committee. Make sure.
And I have one for everybody. Oh, okay. I have it ready. I'll put it on your desks.
Should be one in the chamber.
Okay, at this point, we're at public comment by anybody from the media, public that would like to speak. Anyone? Okay, we'll move on to adjournment. Oh, well, let me ask council members if there's anyone who would like to speak. Anyone? Then I'll move for adjournment.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Moved in second, discussion. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mrs. Rose? This is vote to,
Aye.
okay. Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
And Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for coming.